am excited that you guys decided to join us. Welcome. My name is Andrea, and I am the pastor of the House of Remnant. Welcome, where we're always saying we're the remains of what was and the seeds of what will be. Man, I have a short message I think is going to encourage you, inspire you, and motivate you to move to the next phase of your life. I'm here to offer tools, ideas, and best practices to help you and assist you in your climb and whatever God is doing with you. I believe everybody has a there, and that's what I want to share with you. Some tools that will help you get there. And that there can be financially, mentally, physically, educationally, socially, spiritually. But everyone has a there that they're looking to get to, even if there's a place of peace. However, we all have that place called there. And I want to share some things with you from a story that I was reading and that I pulled some principles out of that I believe is going to help all of us, because it's helped me tremendously, but it's going to help you get to that place that you call there. And one of the things I had to realize, and I'm sure you do, that once we decide to get there, or we're going to move there, the first thing we have to realize is that we cannot stay here. Why? Because our there will never come here. And our there can't even fit in here. We have to go there. And we're going to have to move with a word, man, that I really just grabbed hold to and exercising every day now. I'm seeing the results come, and that word is urgency. Urgency. And there's a story that I believe is going to assist you and maybe kind of bring a little bit of light about urgency and not being urgent. There's a lady in the Bible. Her name is Abigail. And Abigail is married to an individual by the name of Nabal, and he is, he's mean. He's obnoxious, right? And I'm going to give you a brief part of the story to give you a backdrop of Abigail's urgency. And Abigail is married to Nabal. Nabal is a very rich and wealthy landowner. And David, you guys have heard of him, King David. David is in this story, and David and his men have come from a funeral, and they're in the fields, and they're hungry now, they're thirsty. And so David tells one of his men, go down and talk to Nabal and ask him for some food and something to drink. Let him know this is coming from me. Let him know that we didn't harm them. We made sure that his food, his sheep was taken care of. We made sure that his men wasn't bothered. Nothing happened to them while they were among us. So his men went down there, asked Nabal. Nabal turned around and said, man, I'm not giving this man David anything. He was very mean, very rude, very nasty to the men. He said, I'm not taking away from my share. Because this man was down the field shearing sheep. I'm not taking anything away from them or from my family and give it to David. Man, get out of my face. And David, man, ran back and told David what David was outrageous. He was outright. He was upset. And David got his men together, and he left some men in the camp to watch over the things that were left behind. And he was on his way to Nabal's house. And he said this: by this time tomorrow, everybody in his family is going to be dead. Everybody, his land, his men, his sharecroppers, or sheep shearers who was there. He was going to come and kill everyone. Well, a servant ran and told Abigail what she overheard her husband talking to David's men. And this is where I want to hang my hat. The Bible says that when Abigail heard the news from the servant, she made haste. Another translation, which I really love, it said that she wasted no time. She wasted no time. That's where I want to hang my hat and speak from. Her urgency. And from her urgency, I want to pull some principles out of her urgency to help us on our travel to there. The first thing I want to pull out in her urgency, that she wasted no time, is that she had to leave her comfort zone. She was wealthy. She had to leave her comfort zone and go into the unfamiliar, to go into the unknown. And she left this comfort zone, left this place of peace. She could have easily said, I'm comfortable, I'm fine. His gripe is with my husband. It has nothing to do with me. No, she left her comfort zone because there was something now threatening the life that she was living. Or there was something that was threatening the life that she aspired to live. So I ask you, are you willing to leave your comfort zone to pursue your dreams, your goals, your plans? And guys, keep in mind, the comfort zone is not so much just a place as it is a belief system that's making us comfortable about not pursuing our dreams, not pursuing our goals, not going after what God has put in our spirit. We become comfortable. And that becomes our comfort zone. And we don't want to venture out into the unknown. Maybe you've accomplished something. Maybe you've gotten to a certain level where you're good now. And that's become your comfort zone. But as we look in the story, there was something threatening that comfort zone. And so she had to leave that place of comfort, because if she didn't, that place of comfort wouldn't have been comfortable too much longer. The second thing we look at is that Abigail spoke to her fears. She actually went and met David. And as you guys know, if you didn't know, David has killed many people prior to this time. And even with her, women at the time wasn't allowed just to go that freely and speak to a man, especially without their husband's consent. But yet she stepped out of her comfort zone and she spoke to her fear, not knowing what was going to happen to her, not knowing if the outcome was going to be in her favor, but yet she still spoke to her fear. We heard before in the Bible, it teaches us that in the tongue, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So we always say, speak life to that thing, speak life to that thing. And that's good. Yes, keep doing that. However, you still have the power to speak death to a thing. That's a different way of looking at it. You have the ability to speak death to the things that may be frightening you, the thing that may be coming against you. Yes, speak life into the things that you want to see in your life. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you speak death to those things that may be a barrier. Death to procrastination. Death to the things that are an enemy to urgency. Speak to your fear. And the third thing we look at is that Abigail nipped it in the bud. When it says she wasted no time, she went out there and she nipped that thing in the bud before it had a chance to grow. Before David had a chance to get to the camp. Because by the time he arrived to that camp, it wasn't going to be any talking. He was going to come and do exactly what he planned on doing. However, she nipped that thing in the bud by meeting him, by going out and speaking to her fear, by leaving her comfort zone, and by speaking and saying, no, this is not going to be in my life. Guys, if you're on that road to getting to your there, are you speaking to your fears? Or are you allowing your fears to control you, to tell you how to feel, how to think, your mistakes, your bad decisions? Or are you speaking death to those things? Are you nipping it in the bud? Meaning, have you stopped it from growing, from blossoming in your life? Blossoming in your soul, in your spirit. You nip that thing in the bud. You see it growing. You know that it has the potential to hinder you. You know it has the potential to stop you from your climb. And if you do, I encourage you to nip that thing in the bud. On our way there. Because we said earlier, there will never come here. So we have to go there. We're going to move with urgency. We're going to leave our comfort zone. We're going to speak to our fears. And we're going to nip it in the bud. Anything that begins to rise up against the knowledge of God in these times and try to exalt itself that I am victorious. Anything begins to exalt itself above the truth that I am more than a conqueror. That God has the best in plan for me, the best intentions for me. That my mistakes and my bad decisions will not be the end of me. Anything like that begins to rise up, I must nip it at the bud. Not give it a chance to blossom in my life. Guys, I have a poem I'm going to read for you, and then after I read this poem, I'm going to be out of your way. This poem I wrote many, many years ago, and it's entitled, Can't Stay Here. It says, you have hid eternity in the hearts of men. Therefore, I know this is not, cannot, and will not be my end. So I asked the question, will a ship of discipline and dedication carry me there? Will continued education pay for my fare? Will betrayal, deceit, and trickery help me to move forward? Or is integrity, honesty, commitment, and faithfulness, and obedience still rewarded? Man, I've seen so many die in here. So many give up on their dreams and their goals in here. And for the lack of knowledge, fear, and frustrations, allow their present state to become their everyday existence in here. Holding on to past hurts and past failures, well, I refuse to allow a memory to keep me in penury, so I refuse to allow myself to stay here. So when I fall, I cannot stay in here. For you see, in failure, there is no room for me. And if you have seen yourself there, then relentlessly you must pursue, for the only one who can stop you from getting there is you. So fly high while keeping your feet on the ground. Rehearse these words that are served so simple yet expressed so profound, and dare to dream, for I seen myself there, and there is the place that I've dreamed of. So I cannot, because I have a will not to stay here. Don't you allow anything or anyone keep you from moving there. God has given you the tools. He's given you the abilities to get there. He's forgiven you so you can get there. You don't have to carry the burden anymore. You can move there. And I told you guys, keep this in mind. Don't ever think your there will come here. You have to go there. I encourage you to keep moving, keep climbing, keep overcoming, keep believing in what God has said that you are. Don't allow any of your mistakes, your bad decisions, your downfalls to rob you of your peace of mind and your will to succeed. Don't allow your mistakes, your bad decisions, and your downfalls to make you think that this is where I am and this is where I have to rest. No, this will not be the end of you. Guys, I thank you for tuning in and listening. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Share with a friend and go back and listen to this message again. Dive into it and see what the Holy Spirit is going to say to you that he didn't say in this particular setting. My name is Andrea, and I am the pastor of the House of Remnant. Until next time, keep climbing. And God bless.